Yeah, welcome back, guys. So we'll be looking into how to plot this particular graph today, y equals to 2x plus 5. So this is an equation of straight line. So denoting 2 over here, we know denotes m, and 5 over here denotes c. So clearly, can we see that we have a positive c, which is nothing but a positive y-intercept? What is y-intercept? So we can like close our eyes and we can say that, okay, so this line is going to cut over here. So if it is going to cut or pass through this point, why this point specifically? Because it is positive 5. So we know that this length over here is 5, right? So since we know that this length over here is 5, so there can be two options for us, right? So we know that it is going to pass through this point over here. So we have y equals to 2x plus 5. So we know that it is going to pass through this point. So what is this point? Basically, this is nothing but it is having an x-intercept of 0 and y-intercept of 5. So this is nothing but 0, comma 5. Okay. So our graph can look two ways. So it can have one of this nature or it can have something like this, but we are 100% not sure. So let us go into and take help from our friend, which is m. M is nothing but the slope. Okay. So we have a positive. So can you see that we have plus 2 as the slope? So since we have a slope of plus 2, that means tan theta is positive. That means all sugar, 2 coffee, all only over here tan is positive. So that means it is an acute angle and we'll have our graph something like this because this angle is positive over here. So I hope it is clear. This is how we can like accurately plot a graph. Okay, so this is method one of getting to know the equation and plotting the graph from there. So we have one more method which is going to give you like 100% accurate solution, so which is known as a graphical solution, right? So what do we do in that? So you are provided with your graph papers, right, where we can divide. So we know that this is nothing but the origin and we can divide the graph 1 2 3 4 5 6, and similarly over here 1 2 3 4 5 6. Similarly -1 -2 -3 -4 -5 -1 -2 -3 -4 -5. So we'll write it down over here 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6, and similarly over here -1 -2 -3 -4 and -5. So over here, so we are given with an equation. So what is our target to plot this graph? How will we do that? So we will take one constant value and assign it to any one of the variable. It doesn't matter which variable. So let us assign, for example, what is the best variable that we can assign? That is 0. Why? Because if we assign a 0 to this, so it will make this part of our equation, 2x part of our equation, wholly to be 2 in times 0, that is 0. Right? So this part of the equation is gone. So here we are clearly left with y equals to 5. And when is this applicable? When? Write down x equals to 0, then y will be equals to 5. From this equation, we can derive these values from this equation. So this is one of the points. So when x equals to 0, y is 5. So can you see that the graph, I will mark with a deep circle over here. So this is one of my points through which the graph must pass. So this is a point on this particular line, So if you put 0, 5, this graph will satisfy this particular equation. Okay, so let us move on to the next topic. So can we get another point? So how to get another point? So see, you have assigned 0 to this variable. Now your next option is assign 1 to this variable, or 2 to this variable, or -1 to this variable, or -3. It doesn't matter, okay? So you just have to assign any value to this variable and get one more point. Or there is one more option that you can do. You can assign 0 to this particular variable y over here now, get a value of x. It doesn't matter. So what is your final goal is to bring an x comma y pair. So an x comma y pair is nothing but denoting a point in the equation of this line. So you have to get an x y pair. So for that, you put constant in any one of the points, either x or y. What constant? It can be up to you, up to the user. So it can be 0, 1, 2, -100, 2000, 300, whatever it is. Okay. So you just put a value over here. So let us put 1 over here. Let me take a 1 over here. Okay, so if I take a 1 over here, so we'll be getting a y of 7, but over here, can you see y7 is not there? So let us take a lesser value. So let us take for x equals to -1. So what happens if we take a -1 over here? 2 times -1 will give you -2. -2 plus 5 will give you a +3. So y will be equals to 3. So can you see that we have got one more pair of points? So which is giving you -1, 3. So let's see, -1 is over here, comma 3. So it is passing through this point. So can you see that we have obtained 2 points over here. So using 2 points, take a ruler and you can connect this line, straight line over here. I am drawing it freehand, but obviously this needs to be made by using a ruler. Okay, similarly, can you see that you can also obtain this point? How to obtain this point? Like from the equation, you know that whenever a point is on the x-axis, it has a y-intercept of 0. So put y equals to 0. So you will be getting 2x plus 5 equals to 0 because you have put for y equals to 0. Okay, so over here, so what will you be getting? So you will be getting nothing but x equals to minus 5 by 2. So can you see minus 5 by 2 is minus 2.5? See, it is passing from somewhere around 2.5 over here between minus 2 and minus 3. So it is not accurate because I have drawn a freehand diagram, but obviously it will pass through this point. I hope plotting a graph is not a problem at this point of time, right? So we can plot a graph from any equation which is given to you, right? So, and one more last point before we wrap up this class of ours. So there might be sometimes equation given like this. Okay, for example, let us analyze this equation. Okay, we have been given this equation over here. So how to plot a graph for this? For our main target is to achieve this format, y equals to mx plus c. This is our go-to equation. We have to achieve this equation no matter what. So starting from this, we know we can see that okay, on the left hand side we only have y. So let us seclude y. So let us keep this and write down, let us write down minus 5x plus 7. So what did I do? I sent 5x to the right hand side, okay? And I did a minus 5x. Okay, that's great. But can you see that we have achieved somewhat close nature to this? But can we see that, okay, y is over here 1y, here 2y. So let us divide both sides by 2. Both sides by 2. Can we do that? Yes, because we have an equal to, and on two sides of an equal to, we can add, multiply, subtract, and divide anything. Okay, but it has to be on the full right hand side and the full left hand side. So can we see that 2y by 2 will be giving you nothing but y will be equals to minus 5 by 2x plus 7 by 2. So clearly over here, what do we see? That our slope is a negative 2.5 slope and our y-intercept is a positive 7.7 by 2 slope, right? So is this clear? So how did we achieve this? So we are getting like something like this. So now how will this line look like? So just to get a nature of this graph, so can we see that y-intercept is positive 7 by 2, positive 7 by 2 is positive 3.5. So 3.5 will be somewhere over here. So can you see that, okay, I have taken something above origin, right? Because we have positive y-axis, and also since we have negative slope, so it will look something like this. So we have a negative slope and it is passing through this. So is this correct? No. Why? Because this is a positive slope we can see. And you have two options, right? This and this. So option number 1 and line number 2. So which one should be correct? So can you see that this graph will have an obtuse angle? For tan theta is negative, slope is negative, theta should be an obtuse angle. So this is my graph. So graph number 2 is correct, graph number 1 is wrong. So our nature of graph will look like this. So contrary to our previous graph, we had a graph with a positive slope. Can you see plus 2? Now here we had a graph slope of minus 5 by 2. So that is why our graph is looking like this. So it is this graph and not this graph. So this line is wrong line. So this is the correct line. Okay. I hope it is clear. So I hope this particular class helps everyone to plot graphs.